Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by the law offices of Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill Personal Injury Law. They practice workers' comp cases. They handle family law cases, bankruptcy law, criminal defense. If you have any kind of legal need whatsoever, the folks in East Tennessee to call, law offices of Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. You'll get a whole team of top-notch attorneys on your side with just one simple phone call. All right, time for predictions. We showed you earlier that we've hit a few home runs on this show over the years. And there have been a few that we missed completely. But mainly, we've done pretty well. Is UT in, and what seed do they get? I will start with Jimmy.
Tennessee is in. Can I
What
Cavaliers the
seed? No,
seeding?
what seed do you give
It will
them?
not be a top 4 seed neither. I'll tell you that. I'm going to go with Tennessee at a 10 seed.
Okay, Tennessee all the way up to a 10 seed, okay?
Took my thunder. I was going to go 10 seed. I think they're definitely in. Just to be different, I'll take an 11 seed.
Well, do you really think it's 10? Say 10.
10, win the first round.
Okay, 10 and they win in the first round.
I want to see the matchup first.
I'm gonna go with an 11 seed.
Yeah.
I think they'll still wind up an 11 seed. I think if they, I wouldn't put it past the NCAA to give them a 9 or a 10. I think they've played well down the stretch. You never know, but I'm going to stick with an 11. Beware, however, of them getting stuck in one of those bad 11-11 play-in games
Right.
that would make no sense, but just know that it's out there.
Sells tickets. Sells the
tickets.
driving distance.
Bob, are they in, and what seed if they are? Oh wow, he's flipping. He's two-face.
They're in.
Are they? Okay, you think
Can
it's
I
that
go 2 out of
close?
3?
Make your kick. In or
I
out?
think they'll be an 11 seed. I think they'll get in surely by the width of this coin. I'm not as confident as everybody else.
But you'll say in.
I'll say
You're
in.
too scared to go against the grain. Basically.
Yes, frightened.
Okay.
Yes.
Chuck.
Pilloried in the
Tennessee played its way into the tournament down the stretch. Other teams played their way out. They're in. They're not a lock. They're in. I would give them the 11 seed. Just hope it's not a play-in game at Dayton against Dayton.
Yeah, that would stink, wouldn't it? All right. We will tweet a lot of this information from today's show. I'll put that out there. Again, on Twitter, it's at SportsSourceTV. Still in? Or would that have changed it? No. All right.
Look at my quarterback.
If Tennessee gets snubbed, look for Belmont and MTSU in the NIT. Those teams are going to be in the NIT. Expect Tennessee, and this time, after losing at home to Mercer and having 8 people in the stands, I wouldn't be surprised if they shipped them to Nashville or to Murfreesboro, just for the sake of drawing fans at that area.
Yep.
Now, hopefully, for Tennessee's sake and for my sake, so I can do a better show next week, Tennessee gets in the NCAA. But there are teams that feel shafted every single year, and I'm just saying, I think Belmont and MTSU would be likely, probably second-round games in the NIT. But I think they'd be on that mix. Do y'all agree?
Yeah, and South Carolina did you a huge favor when they knocked off Missouri in the SEC tournament, and you didn't have to play Arkansas. Yeah, knocked off Arkansas. To me, that could have been a play-in game right there, Tennessee and Arkansas.
Okay, has nothing to do with the NIT, but thank you.
Well, I mean, they're not going to go to the NIT.
That's good. That's good. If they do, we see who they're playing. We will be tweeting all this stuff, as said. We will see you right back here next week on the Sports Source. We'll talk NCAA tournament or NIT, hopefully not. We'll talk NCAA tournament, all about that. Spring practice updates. We're year-round, of course. Oh, and one thing, coming up the week of the Orange and White game, we're going to have a special guest that joins us for the show. Some guy named Eric Berry. He's going to be a member of the show the day after the Orange and White game. All that coming up in the next few weeks on the Sports Source. We will see you right back here next week. Follow us on Twitter, and we'll be tweeting throughout selection process day, Sunday, whatever. See you next week.
My friend stole my sweetheart from me. I remember the night and the Tennessee walls. Now I know just how much I have lost. Yes, I lost my little dog.
The views expressed in this forum do not necessarily reflect those of WATE 6 or of 6 Sports.